Hey guys, this is Professor Davis. This is the end of week 2 and I'm posting another video just to make sure everybody is on the right track. Just a note, if you guys are looking for my feedback for your research worksheet, I'm still working on it. I do apologize for the delay, but do not worry. I want to let you guys know that I know that right now you're pulling all of your resources from the library, from the websites, from different books and things of that nature to gather more information about your topic. With that said, I know that you are probably learning a lot more about your topic than you knew last week. So your research question might actually change, but I am going to be giving feedback. I honestly got a little behind with work and doing different things, but I will be getting to those this weekend. And so I'll be in the classroom a lot this weekend. If you have questions, please post them. I will answer you within the day, because I'm going to get everything up loaded so you guys can really see the whole picture of the rest of the semester, because after week 4 it's going to go fast. Right now you guys are collecting all of your references so you can complete the annotated bibliography. The annotated bibliography is due next Sunday, the 17th of February. You will need to have collected this data, read the articles, the chapters, whatever you've gotten that is scholarly material about your topic. You will have read that, you will have summarized it, and you will have put it in the annotated bibliography format that I have outlined in week 2. Please do that and upload it to assignments, to the assignments tab that I have in Blackboard, so I can, that is a grade, as you all remember. So please make sure that you have reviewed 15 to 20 sources. Now for your final paper, for your actual literature review, you're only going to be required to cite and reference 10 to 15 of those 15 to 20 that you summarized and read about for your annotated bibliography. The annotated bibliography again gives you the content that you need to write your literature review. So that's why it's a very important step in this process. Okay, so let's put that to bed and get that done. Also, for week 3, I want you to begin to work on and think about and work on your introduction and your literature review. You should be able to start thinking about how you want to put together all of that because you have already read your articles. So in week 5, your literature review, introduction and literature review, will be due. The introduction is basically you're telling me a general overview of your topic, why you chose your topic, something that really catches the reader's eye about your topic. So it's a general introduction. Remember when you learned how to write a paper, you started general and then you went narrow. So let's say you're going to write about dogs, for example. When you start your paper about dogs, you'll be very general. Dogs are a species of animal that typically people have as pets. There are many types of dogs. There are many types of breeds of dogs. And then you go into that. And so you start to narrow it down. You narrow it down to the point where you're like, and for this particular paper, I will be researching about the miniature schnauzer. And what I'd like to find out about the miniature schnauzer is, what is the most popular color of miniature schnauzer? Is it salt and pepper, black, or white? So that's my research question. So you start the introduction, which is basically you're telling me about it and then you're giving me a purpose for it. And that is your statement, your thesis statement or your purpose. The purpose is I want to find out about miniature schnauzers, okay, and why. And then I'm going to proceed to do my research question about that purpose. And then the next part of your introduction is to do your operational definitions. An operational definition is you're going to be defining the key terms about your research, including what's in your research question. So if I'm writing about miniature schnauzers, I'm going to describe what a miniature schnauzer is for the purposes of my research. So I'm going to describe it. A miniature schnauzer is blah, blah, blah. You know, it's from, I think it's from England, maybe. I can't remember. I don't know. But this is just an example. So, you know, you're going to define what that is. Something that is maybe more applicable to human development would be socioeconomic status. What is that? Well, if you think about it, you can define it many different ways. So for you, you might be defining socioeconomic status as how much money someone makes. You also might be defining it as where someone lives. It could be a variety of ways that you are going to define socioeconomic status for the purposes of your research. So another example would be if you want to define the word girl. Let's say you're studying something about girls and self-esteem. Well, you can define girl in a lot of ways. So for your operational definition, you have to tell us what age group is a girl for you, for your research. Well, it might be 5 to 11 if you're studying elementary school age girls, or you might be studying teenagers. So you might say, oh, 11 to 17, or you might be studying girls all the way up until 18. Maybe 5 to 18 or 2 to 18. You have to define that based on what you're trying to find out for your topic. So that's what operational definitions are. So you have to make sure, and you don't have to have a lot, it may only be 2, but you need to look at your research and say, what do I need to define for my readers that they may assume they know what I'm trying to talk about, but they might be wrong, because what I mean is this. So even if you're not sure, go ahead and define it. The more you define, the better you will understand what you're trying to find out for your research, and the better the reader will understand as well. So that's the first part of your introduction and literature review. So you have the purpose of your research, which is like your general introduction of the topic. Then you have you narrow it down to your thesis statement, which is I will be studying blah blah blah. What I want to find out is, and the research question. To better understand my research, I have operationally defined several of my key terms for my research, and you list those and define them. Then you move into the next section, which is your literature review. I spoke about that last week and what that is, and that's basically a synthesis of all of your references that you have gathered this week and that you will be writing about next week in your annotated bibliography. So look at the examples that I have in week 1 so you can understand how to synthesize all of those articles, all of that information. You're going to be comparing and contrasting how each different researcher, what they found out about your topic, and you're going to look at commonalities and differences, and then you're going to say, my question that I have about this has been answered in these many ways based on these researchers. Or you could say, not much about my topic, but this is what is out there. So it doesn't have to be directly related to your research question, but it definitely has to be related to your topic. What you're going to do in your actual original study is to fill the gap. Basically, you are going to do a study. You might replicate a study to really say, yes, what this author talked about, what this researcher talked about in this study, I actually got the same answer. Or you know what, I want to find out more about this topic. Based on the research, well, they say that, most miniature schnauzers are black. Well, let me do a project to see if that's true. So you might even replicate a study, or you might tweak it and then do something else. So this is what the literature review is about, because at the end of the paper, after you have done your study, you will discuss and compare and contrast your research to what the existing literature says. So that's how it all comes together. I think I spoke about that a little bit last week. So that's what you're going to be doing for this week, to finish up this week, and week 4, the annotated bibliography. And then you smooth right on into week 5, the introduction literature review, which is due at the end of week 5. So you have lots to do. You should be working on this. You should be writing. You should be brainstorming. I will be getting back to you about your research topics, and then you can tweak them as needed. If you want to go in and say, hey, Professor Davis, I changed my research question. Can you look at this one? I will. So I'm going to be giving you all more feedback, and I do apologize for the delay, but no worries. I know you guys are busy finding more information. You might end up changing it. This is a process. Don't stress out. Make sure that you guys are posting at least twice in a week. I posted week 2 discussion in your workshop group. I will be posting week 3, 4, and 5 this week, so you can just have it. It'll be in your workshop group. Make sure each week that you guys are talking to each other, encouraging one another, giving each other ideas. If you have a question or you need some help, post that, and maybe someone in your group will read it and answer, and I will as well. So just please make sure that you are supporting one another. Feel free to email me for any questions, post and ask the professor. If you really need to speak with me, please do call me, send me an email. Hey, I need to speak with you. Can we set up a time? I will be happy to do that. Okay, so I'm going to end this video, but I'll be posting another one soon, probably later on today or tomorrow, about method, because I really want you guys to start thinking about what you are going to do. How are you going to find out the answer to this question? So there's some specific things that I need to talk to you about and tell you more about. That way you can already begin to think about it, because you have to be ready to go in a few weeks. So there's lots to do, lots to get ready, but I really wanted you guys to get inundated with your topic first before I threw at you the next step, which is coming at you soon. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please post under Ask the Professor, or email me or call me. Okay guys, hope you have a great weekend. Just look for me in the class this weekend. All right, bye-bye.